friends in Burlington formed a band, and their improvisational style spawned a success story that's now 30 years old.
The band is Phish, and their story is one of giving back. He first tickled the ivories at 4 years old. But it was 30 years ago when music really changed his life.
We're lucky we found each other.
Paige McConnell is one of 4 longtime friends whose jam rock earned them a huge cult following. He's the keyboardist for the Vermont-born band Phish.
We got a couple things working in our favor, and I think the biggest thing we have is that we actually like each other. We're friends. The 4 of us are very close.
And have been, even during a breakup in 2004. 5 years later, they reunited, back on tour, back to making music. And since then, it's only gotten better.
We're closer now than at any time in our 30 years. It's actually gotten tighter, especially since we broke up and got back together. I think there's a new level of appreciation, and it just feels more fun than I can remember since the old days, really.
Phish's sellout shows propelled the musicians to superstardom. Ticket sales top 500,000 a year, and that's not counting festivals. Phish has reeled in millions of dollars and has given millions away.
You know, it's exciting. You know, it's very, very cool that that part of the band grew with the band, you know.
Beth Montori Rolls oversees the band's charitable giving through its Water Wheel Foundation.
It's so fulfilling to be able to do work like this. And, you know, for me to be working for a rock band and have this opportunity to also be very philanthropic as part of my job is very cool. Yeah.
A lot of people are envious, I'm sure.
You know, I would be if it were me.
The band's philanthropy work had humble beginnings until it partnered with Ben & Jerry's. Thank you, Bobby. The two came up with the flavor Phish Food. Part of the proceeds from the ice cream benefit the Water Wheel Foundation. Phish Food! The partnership began in 1997. Since then, about $3 million from Phish Food sales have gone to charities. The band has donated another $1 million, money raised from ticket sales. $1 from each ticket goes to Water Wheel. Merchandise sales also help the cause.
We give back because we can. We give back because we think it's the right thing to do. We give back because it feels good. It sets a good example.
A good example for the tens of thousands of fans hooked on Phish. Most have grown up with the band.
More recently, our fans have become very generous, and as they've grown a little bit older, they've had the resources to give some money.
Phish spreads the wealth. Hundreds of nonprofits have benefited, helping women and children, the environment, food banks, communities that host concerts, and more. Is there something that you can point to and say, we're most proud of that?
I think we're really proud of all of it. I would say that the Irene benefit stands out in its own way.
The biggest fundraising effort took place after the biggest catastrophe to hit Vermont in nearly a century, Tropical Storm Irene.
You can't overstate the devastation that this small state experienced. The Irene benefit was something of a different scale for us, though, for sure.
A surprise benefit show organized in 2 weeks raised $1.2 million for flood relief.
I'm really proud of the way we were able to pull that together, and the awareness that we were able to raise, and the money that we were able to generate to give to these organizations.
Phish Phish's generosity, Montori-Roll says, has helped to change people's perception of the band.
The fans are extremely generous. I think that there's been, especially back in the day, there was maybe more a different stereotype of what Phish fans would be. You know, there were some communities that had concerns when the band would come and tour through, but there was always an after, you know, after the fact of, I don't know what we were worried about. These guys were great. You know, this is a great fan base, you know, so, and they are. I mean, they really are.
And lucky for Phish fans, Vermont's most famous rockers are still lured to the stage by the love of music. You're still having a good time doing it?
Having more fun than ever. I really am.
Phish has 4 sold-out shows in New York City tomorrow night through New Year's Eve.
And the band is hosting pre-show fundraisers to benefit the Water Wheel Foundation.
All right, Scott, what's up in sports tonight?
Well, with all the snow on the ground,